105 members right now in the group. We've been growing over the past few years. A lot of your neighboring counties are in the group: San Patricio, Nueces, Jackson, Brazoria, B, and I'm missing one as well, Calhoun as well. So we have a good purchasing pool down on the Gulf to enable you to get close to wholesale pricing. Our record, there's a handout on the inside of that folder I just gave you. It looks like this. And I'll step you through it on this one on the screen as well. There we go. So right there is our membership list, 105 members. Our calculation of savings achieved to date for the group as a whole is about $209, almost $210 million. That is comparing the price that each of our members has paid under our 9 contracts, group-wide contracts that we've negotiated to date, comparing that price in each of those contracts to the market settling price for electricity on every day since the program began. The important number is here. You all joined us in 2023. So far, you've saved $93,000 using the same methodology to compare what you've paid in the 2 contracts you've been in compared to the market settling price for electricity. That is our own in-house assessment calculation of what you all have achieved in terms of savings so far. The PUC has us calculate it a little bit differently. Every year we send out a House Bill 3693 report. I was happy to see when I walked in this morning that it's posted right by the front door. This tells you exactly how much you have consumed in the previous calendar year, what your spend has been as a member of the Public Power Pool program. And then the savings column is what we calculate using the PUC's, what they call the provider of last resort. So you can see there that just in 2025, you all saved about $150,000, $149,234 in 2025. So that's their calculation. We'll take that. Ours is a more conservative assessment, but either way, you're saving money. Just a word about how we did our last procurement. We began a group-wide procurement in the spring of 2025 for the current contract. When we do a procurement, we send out the invitation to every registered retail electric provider in the state. We're not trying to award to a preferred provider or somebody we have any history with. We want to make sure that there's a level playing field here, that everyone has the opportunity to bid on this contract. And when we did this procurement, we sent out the RFP to over 150 registered retail electric providers doing business in Texas. The board instructs us who we should continue our negotiations with. We generally start out with a long list of about 8 to 12 retail electric providers, and then we winnow that down to 4 to 5 based on their ability to service a load of this size and the type of contract that they're willing to offer us, because we are not taking the industry paper. We have designed a better quality contract that they have to adhere to in order for them to be able to make the short list at the end. So we go through several rounds of negotiations to secure the best quality contracts. Then we go through several rounds of indicative pricing to grease the wheels and make sure that the retailers are able to really give us the best price that they have available. The winning bid for the current contract, this is for 2026 through 2028, was 6.04 cents for the group as a whole. Now, based on location and the composition of your accounts, you pay a slightly different rate to everybody else. Everybody pays a unique rate within the program. And you're in at better than the average of 5.88 cents, which is very close to where you were under the previous contract that we negotiated for you midterm. So we're not really going to see that much change in terms of your ongoing electric costs. There we see that we had 471,000 in 2025, and now you're paying 454,000 in this calendar year.
So does the rate we have include the AEP portion, or is that in addition to the?
That is an addition. That is an addition. Yeah, the as you can see on that table, the portion that we are able to negotiate is the commodity cost in blue. We were divided into that rate per kilowatt hour and then the cost in the first 2 blue columns. And then to the right of that are the charges that we do not negotiate. those being nodal and regulated costs, and utility AEP costs and taxes. Those are all determined by the PUC. So regardless of which provider you're purchasing the electricity from, you're going to pay the same utility and taxes. We have no control over that.
And from September 2026 through September 2027, those are estimates then, on that chart?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so what we do is we take a look at your historical usage. We take a look at any large variances based on weather or kind of unusual events in the past, and then we will project forward, give you a good idea of what your projected costs are going to be. Now, the rate itself is not going to change.
Correct.
Your total cost could if you increase your consumption at one location or decrease it at another location. Then that will drive your total costs. But the rate itself will stay the same.
Okay, thank you.
You know, you mentioned that 5.88.
Yeah.
And on this, it shows 0595. There's,
Yes, and the reason why, Commissioner, is because it's a 3-year contract.
Okay.
So we negotiate 26, 27, and 28.
Okay.
Each one of those years has its own price.
Okay.
The average over the 3 years is a 5.88.
Okay, thank you.
But each year will have it's a great observation that 5.98 in 2026 through 2027 fiscal year. That is a combination of the rate of 6 cents in 2026 and 5.95 cents in 2027.
Okay, thank you.
So as we negotiated this contract with the retailers, we were looking forward in terms of what pricing might be available for future years. And the board actually gave us a very flexible purchasing strategy this time. We have always conducted our procurements to identify what we think would be the ideal term, 2, 3, even 5 years. This time, because of volatility in the markets, the board gave us an opportunity to go out and purchase 10 years if we were able to come in below the price ceilings that we established for each of those years. Now, in the event, on the day that we procured on June 25th, 2025, we were only able to come in below our ceiling rates for the first 3 years, which is why we put you in that 3-year contract. That leaves 2029 through 2035 open to us. Using the same ceiling prices we had identified during this procurement, if we're able to come in below those ceiling prices in the future, then we may be in a position to be able to transact and add additional years to the current contract. If we do that, I'm going to be coming back to you to talk to you about it, to see if you wanted to continue on. But if we're able to come in below the ceiling rates that we established, say, for 2029, then it's going to be a great price. We're not sure that we're going to be able to get there, but it's nice to have that option open to us so that if pricing does come down over the coming months, we will be able to act in your interest. Now, I can show you this on slide number 9. Right there, that is a forward pricing curve in the south zone, the top left. You can see there we have 2026, 2027, and 2028 already locked in. Those first 3 price points are already locked into the contract. What we're looking at is that fourth column, 2029, and then onwards 2030, 31, 32. What we're showing you there is that it's essentially a contango market. So the further out you go, the higher the price is right now. If that flips, and as we move into the future, that forward pricing curve comes down, then we're going to be in the excellent position to take a look and see if we're able to achieve the ceiling rates that I'm showing you at the bottom right in that column. So I show you the ceiling rate there for 2029 is 4.9 cents, and for 2030 it's 4.55 cents. We think that if we're able to achieve those ceilings, then you'll be in a great position. You know, you'll be paying less than you're paying now.
Right.
We'll be able to lock in a rate for 1, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 if the price comes down enough. But we're waiting for that moment to happen. And if I flip back here, that is where we are right now. That blue line for 2029, which will be the first open year that we still have to purchase, is still higher than the ceiling rates that we're showing, which is that red dotted line below. Now, as you can see, if you drew a trend line from January of 2026 down to the current day, you would see that that decline is is in our favor. It's moving the right way. And if you look to the very far right of that blue line, you can see that precipitous decline over the past month. So things are moving in our direction. We're reasonably optimistic that in the next year or so, we may be back out in the market trying to lock in an additional year or two.
Can I ask you a question? How is the advent of all of the changes in the power grid and
Yeah.
and the expenses that are being out for handle things like the data process or the data centers and some of the major distribution centers that are coming in, the Amazon and a couple others.
Yeah.
That's gonna drive the rate of the infrastructure up. How's that going to affect us? Is it gonna drive y'all's price up, your base price up? I'm not sure how that interacts.
Yeah, Commissioner, that is the elephant in the room right now. That is the single most important factor when we're looking at the potential for increases and decreases in future electricity prices, is what kind of effect are the data centers going to have.
Okay.
Now, I would love to be able to give you an answer, but if you ask me in 6 months' time after the legislature has met, I'll be able to give you a better answer, because it's really going to be up to the legislature to decide
Well-
how they're going to regulate that growth
If,
of data centers.
If it looks like it's gonna drive it up
Yeah.
over the future years more than what would be a reasonable amount, can you come back and give us a presentation where you think it might be?
Sure.
Not locking you down, but at least
Oh.
give us a workshop where we think, 3 or 4 years out. we'll be.
Yeah, and absolutely. And Commissioner, I'm not sure if you receive our newsletters. We'll make sure that you're added to the distribution list. We'll make sure you're all added to the distribution list. But the second Tuesday of every month, we have what we call a technical committee. We have experts on the line that go through all of the issues, political, regulatory, market-related, that could affect our contract and our pricing model. Over the past 6 months, on every technical committee, the number one most important issue that we've been talking about has been the data center issue.
Okay.
There are two schools of thought. One is that, sure, it's going to increase demand, and it will ultimately drive up prices over the long term. And then the other analysis is there's a bubble. And if that bubble bursts, then we're going to have a lot of electric generation that's been built out on the promise of data center consumption that hasn't materialized. And if that happens, then that price could drop quite precipitously. So we're looking at two very, very different outcomes from that scenario. And to be determined which one.
So infrastructure is really going to make the difference in the actual hardwire infrastructure, more so than just the demands on the grid. I
Yeah.
realize that if you
Yeah.
have more demand on the grid, it's going to raise the price. I mean, because
Yeah.
it's got to. But I'm real concerned about that.
Well, and we all should be. It's the number one cutting issue in the energy market in Texas right now. There will be strain on the grid, no doubt about that. But what we are also hearing now is a political push, starting in the governor's office all the way down, that would incentivize or encourage those data centers to bring their own generation capacity. And as we know already, I mean, some of them are already building gas plants. A lot of them already have, massive battery backup arrays with solar. So they are bringing their own power in, but the question becomes, are they going to be required to bring more power in to be able to run themselves independently? And if so, there will be less stress on the grid. So all that to say, there's just a lot of variables here. It's difficult to actually anticipate what the outcome is going to be. It could, like I say, drive up prices, or we could see a decline in prices based on a bubble.
I think I wouldn't hold my breath on that last one.
Time's up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I was going to continue, but I guess I've limited to 15 minutes, so I'll...
I think you've given us good information. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Quinn.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the packet. It's-
Yeah, my card is in the folder. So if you have any follow-up questions, need more information, just shoot me an email, give me a call, and I'll be happy to get you the information you need. Like I say, our newsletter, technical committee meetings, the second Tuesday every month at 1:30. I'll make sure you're all added to that distribution list.
All right, thank you.
Great, thank you.
All right, like I said before, item 2 is scratched. We're going to item 3.
Move to approve the updated Aransas County Emergency Management Basic Plan and authorize the county judge to approve the plan for implementation.
Second?
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. And so this is the update for the county's emergency action plan, or county's emergency management action plan, and it's required to be updated every 5 years. Well, previously it was required to be updated every 5 years. Going forward, it'll be every 3. But this is the best opportunity and the appropriate time to transition to the emergency support function type of way of writing these plans. And so that makes us more compliant and aligns us better with what the state and the Fed are both doing with their plans and their ability to respond. It's a different language than what we're used to around here, but it allows for inclusiveness. It allows for a multi-jurisdictional emergency operations center, which we have. We have the county and then both the city and the town. And so it does allow everybody to come to the table and provide support where it's needed. It allows us to put the best people with the problem solving, their problem solving ability on specific problems. But again, there's no hard lines between the county and the city or the town. This is all inclusive, and this is it's a really good way to do it. And it also allows us to integrate the state and the Fed whenever they come to our jurisdiction to assist us with an emergency or a response.
And we're in Tatum Region 6? Is that
Yes,
what-
ma'am.
Okay. I was trying to figure out, but the colors kind of merge right there.
Yeah, we're real close to being on the Victoria side of things, but we're in the valley, essentially. That's where we're aligned. One other
Oh, so
thing.
we're in 5.
It still allows us to have event-specific plans. What in the past were called annexes. We may not call them annexes going forward, but we may still, for example, choose to hold on to our evacuation plan. But this basic plan gets us compliant with the state and then allows me time to work on integrating any specific plans that we decide we want to bring include with the basic plan going forward. But right now, the evacuation plan that we have is a little bit antiquated. It names names and things like that, and specific businesses and whatnot. And in the ESF, we're going to be a little bit more general with evacuation. And evacuation, by the way, would fall under transportation in the ESF. But then sometimes it might fall under mass care, but initially it'll fall under transportation.
Okay.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castleline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, item 4.
Move to approve the purchase of a 2027 Chevrolet 2500 HD in the amount of $51,550 and authorize execution of all necessary documents.
Second?
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Road and Bridge, we'd like to add this truck to our vehicle fleet, and we'd like to surplus the vehicle that the mowers are currently using. It's very old. It's got quite a bit of maintenance that's been occurring on it here recently, and lots of miles. It is budgeted. I did want to make one correction. It's going to be budgeted out of the Road and Bridge funds, not the flood fund. So that would be the 200, not the 220.
Okay.
And one of my questions was what would happen to the older truck, but you said it's going to
We'll
surplus. Okay.
surplus. I've already reached out to Tana and kind of got her thinking about when we might have an auction.
And who will be using this truck?
That will most likely go to a supervisor And then the supervisor's vehicles, it'll kind of be hand-me-down, but the mowers will end up getting a much newer, much more reliable vehicle.
And when you say supervisor, basically it's a crew.
Crew chief.
Crew chief.
More than likely, it'll be a crew chief.
Carry the crew around.
Yes, yes, sir.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castellane?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Item 5.
I move to approve the purchase of a 2026 New Holland Power Star 75 tractor in the amount of $61,048 and authorize execution of all necessary documents.
I'll second that.
We would also like to replace our aged John Deere tractor that we definitely can't keep and maintained. This New Holland will be, we've kind of standardized on New Hollands here, and this one will allow us to utilize the accessories that we currently use on the John Deere. And so we're not looking at having to buy any additional accessories. And it just keeps us standardized on the same equipment.
And this will come out of the Road and Bridge
And this,
Fund?
yes, sir, apologies, yes, this is a budgeted item, and it will come out of the Road and Bridge Equipment Fund.
And then are you going to surplus the
And
older?
yes, we will surplus the John Deere.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castellane?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Thank you.
Item 6.
Move to approve a memorandum of understanding between Aransas County and Goodwill Industries of South Texas Incorporated regarding the use of community service as an alternative method for eligible individuals to satisfy criminal fines and court costs, and authorize the county judge to execute the MOU.
Second.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
If you have any
How many people do we
questions.
have on the list now that are acceptable to you?
Sorry?
How many people, how many groups do we have on the list that are acceptable for people to use? Or
For the community service, we have about 10 at this time. Goodwill, we do use Goodwill, and we have in the past, but this is just a MOU. Corpus Christi reached out, and they just want to make sure that I'm utilizing the Goodwill here in Rockport as much as the one in Portland and Corpus Christi. So she's just,
do people from here have an option to use any of them?
yes, yes, sir, they do. I do find that a lot of people utilize our AA and NA online. It's just easier and more convenient, but I do offer the Goodwill here in Aransas County as well.
What,
It is
uh,
one of our options.
If I may interrupt, instead of using acronyms, can we use what's AA and what's the other one that you had?
So our judge in the county court at law, Judge Bianchi, he has offered AA, which is
What?
the Alcohol Anonymous,
Okay.
and NA, which is the Narcotics Anonymous.
Okay.
Online. So the defendants don't have to leave their house. They can do it by laptop or their
Okay.
cell phones. And a lot of my defendants do utilize that, but a lot of them do like to reach out to the community because it also helps establish jobs for them as well. And that's one of the reasons Goodwill is reaching out, because they're like, if you send them here, we can also further their jobs and, it would help them in the future.
You bet.
What type of services would they perform? I didn't see where that was noted in here.
They didn't really specify. Goodwill is more like customer service in that aspect for the defendants. So they.
So sorting donations, maybe,
Correct.
helping to stock the shelves
Correct,
and.
correct. And also, they were really wanting me to give them more information so they could help with their future, because Goodwill will also allow them to be an employee after they do their community service hours if they are,
Past muster.
correct. So,
Okay.
I like they have some requirements for their dress attire and all kinds of different things. so that's-
yes, yes. And we do have, I do recommend that they have that dress attire anywhere they go in the county, because they are, so, yeah.
Sounds good.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castellane?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Thank you.
Item 7.
Move to approve authorizing the county treasurer to solicit bids for the county's depository banking services.
I'll second that.
Is she online or anything?
No, she has jury duty
Oh, she
also.
has
so
jury duty too.
asked
Holy cow.
me if y'all had any questions that I would be happy to answer them. The contract that we have currently ends in November, so we're looking to go out for solicit bids so that we can have a new depository contract ready.
That's good.
So there'd be like the 60-day for the bid solicitation, and hopefully we can make that November 10th deadline?
There shouldn't be any problem. It's not really, it's just going to be the advertising and stuff. It shouldn't take that long
Okay.
with the bids.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Item 8.
Move to approve authorizing the county treasurer to solicit bids for the county's depository
No, you
balance.
just did that one.
8, we just did.
8.
Oh, I thought you said number, oh, okay. I thought it looked awfully familiar. All right, sorry about that. I move to approve updating the Aransas County Employee Handbook and authorizing the county judge to execute the same.
Second?
Good
Morning,
morning.
Desiree.
Good morning. So I did finalize the handbook after our last meeting, aside from 3 pending items. So we can go through those this morning. So the first pending item is on page 27. This was the nursing mothers policy for the nursing breaks for breastfeeding mothers.
And thank you for putting those page numbers in
Yes.
there, so it was easy to find them when I was looking through on it.
And the page numbers are correct now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
I
yeah,
did
that
work
was me.
with our legal liaison, Dana Justice, on this one. And I did pull the wording from the Department of Labor and from the Pump Act itself. So that is the wording in red. For 1 year after the child's birth, covered employees may take a reasonable break time each time such employee has need to express milk.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Good move.
No, I'm glad you used them for reference.
So page 56, this was just to match the 180-day working period like we discussed previously. It just wasn't updated, and now it is, instead of 150 days for transfers and promotions. And then the final change is page 65 for the sick leave pool. So I did meet with the Benefits and Handbook Committee. The judge was present, and again, Dana Justice was present. Our suggestion is to change the minimum required hours from 80 to 60, so it's not as much of a ask of the employees. And then we added wording for an appeals process. So if there are issues where employees are no longer eligible, then they can appeal to the committee, and we would take it on a case-by-case basis.
Now, in that case, would that have to come back to Commissioners Court for final approval, since it deals with budget?
No, because there's several members on the committee, so it'd just be something that we would discuss, just like we approved them for the hours, then it'd be just approving their membership for, let's say, an extra year without having to
So,
donate hours.
and just as a process, so after, if you did something like this and there was a problem, the commissioner could put it on the agenda to discuss it and send it back to the committee.
Yeah.
But once it goes in the personnel handbook, that's just the way it is, right? Okay, okay. Just trying to get right on it. Thank you.
I have a concern about this. I know that in private business, I don't believe sick leave pools are offered. And in government, it's a different story, but this is still taxpayer money. And we have a generous vacation and sick leave policy that we allow our employees. I understand and can feel compassion for certain situations, but I also don't want it to seem like people can just use the sick pool into perpetuity, whether or not they're contributing. And I read through this and argued with myself about it. And I would like to, because I talked with Desiree after we had our discussion a couple of weeks ago and suggested that one thing, and I'm glad you did that, would be to lower the number of hours they needed to have so that they could make a donation to the pool. I actually recommended 40, but they went with 60, so that's fine if that was the committee's choice. But I would like to put in here that they can ask for an appeal, but that would be a one-time only situation. So we didn't have somebody appealing year after year after year. That's my take on this. Otherwise, I salute the committee for the work they did on this, and I think this was a good move forward.
So what is the history of it? Have we had people that used it over and over again?
No, so we had one person use it in 2025, and then before that, I believe it was 11 or 14 years prior that someone had used it.
So it's not an issue, really.
No.
Well, it isn't an issue
Well,
because
it's not
people
an issue.
haven't been able to appeal their status. If they didn't have any sick leave in their account, they couldn't apply to get leave from the sick leave pool.
Well, on the wording, it's for people that were already in the pool and then become ineligible. It's not for every employee. Like if they hadn't been a member prior, then they can't appeal to be in it.
But say they'd been a member 3 years ago. Will it be just if they'd been a member for the previous year? Can
Yes.
you add that phrase to that? Because then I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yes, so
Okay.
just add in the previous year in there,
Who
okay.
have contributed the previous year to the sick pool?
Okay. Do you want me to bring that back to court for the wording, or?
Well, does
just work
Marcia want to
with-
say something?
I was going to say, the motion can be as amended, that employees who have previously contributed to the sick pool within the previous calendar year, but subsequently. So just that
Okay,
portion
Okay.
after the
It's
comment.
included in the motion and you can vote.
So to amend
Okay.
the motion?
Amended?
That was
To
Jack.
make the motion, to make the motion, Jack.
Jack did.
Yeah,
Do you want to amend your motion?
well, if we make the motion on the acceptance of, would we have to have two motions? One, to accept the change to the proposed, and because the committee had already proposed that. So make a change to the proposed, meaning to include. I'm trying to get in my mind how to make that motion. Or do we need to just handle them as two separate deals? Change the proposal and then adopt the budget, or adopt the personnel manual. Which would be best?
Perhaps start with the amendment, see if that passes. If not, then
I'm sorry, say again?
I'd probably just start with the amendment, the motion to amend, see what the vote is. Then we'll know where we're at.
How should what should be the verbiage to amend the motion? I mean, if we're gonna do exactly what Commissioner Russo wants to do, tell me how the motion should go.
Sure. Amend the motion to approve the updated Aransas County Employee Handbook with the amendment to page 66 regarding the sick pool leave, that there be an addition clarifying that only those who participated in the sick pool in the previous year can, avail themselves of the appeal process.
Okay, I think the sheriff has something.
Clarification, are you seeking current members or the previous year?
People who were members in the previous year.
Okay, so if I was in 25, didn't participate this year, my employees could ask for it?
Let's table this and come back with the exact wording that will appear in the manual.
Okay.
Is there a motion on the table now? There is, isn't it?
You made the motion
Yeah,
to
that's
approve
that's
this,
what
so
I'm thinking, that just to
So
approve it, but,
do you want to make a motion to table it then?
yeah, I'd not like to make a motion to table.
Second.
It's really good work. It really is.
Thank
But
you.
If the court is concerned about that wording, I think we should get it in the original motion. Is that reasonable?
I'd say change it and bring it back.
Yeah, change it.
Just
and
that
bring it back.
one, well,
It's been, I second it.
The vote is to table. Commissioner Cheney?
Yeah. Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Great work, though.
Item 9.
Move to approve correcting a clerical error in the proposed 2026 tax rate breakdown approved by Commissioners Court on August 10, 2026, with the total proposed tax rate remaining unchanged at .381634 per $100 valuation. Proposed tax rate breakdown, general fund M&O, which I think is maintenance and operation,
Yes.
.293172 per $100. General fund debt rate, .043291 per $100. Road and bridge rate, .039397 per $100. Flood control debt rate, .005774 per $100. Total proposed tax rate, .381634.
I'll second that.
Yes, Commissioners, when we proposed this or presented this proposed rate last meeting, there was a clerical error. The debt service and the road and bridge were incorrect, so we've made that correction, and the total rate will continue to be the same.
And I added them this time to make sure they,
Well, they added right last time.
It just- they were
was just that
inverted?
there
Okay.
was a little difference in the debt rate and the road and bridge rate.
okay.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Item 10.
Discuss and take action, did you say item 10, right? You said item 10?
Yeah.
Discuss and take action regarding updates, revisions, and proposed changes to the fiscal year 2027 budget prior to final adoption.
Second.
So do we have any, Jay?
We do not have any changes, but we have this on there in case there was any questions that commissioners might have.
No?
I don't have any.
So pass it by.
Roll with it.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
But we're not taking
No
action,
action.
right? Okay.
Item 11.
I move to approve accounts payable and payroll/payroll liabilities.
I'll second that.
Yes, you have the regular accounts payable and payroll liabilities. There were not really any notable expenses in this one. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
You already answered.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
All right, at this time, do we have any report from commissioners, elected officials, and department heads? No action will be taken. Anything anybody needs to bring up?
I would just like to state that the county clerk's office is in the building, and we were open on Friday. Things went well, and I can't thank my staff enough for all of their hard work.
Great, glad y'all are here.
Team effort.
Yes.
Good morning, Commissioners. Just want to let you know that the conversion went fairly well.
Good.
Not any major issues, just normal conversion issues that we're working through and up and running and collecting taxes again.
Normal's kind of a floating,
I know. We're just going to leave it at that, okay? It was better than I expected. There was some issues with some of, but we're good. We're good. We're still learning, so bear with us. We're all learning, even me. but
Well,
it's
I'm
going to
sure
be a
y'all-
wonderful
I'm
change.
sure y'all will master it up pretty quick.
We will. We will.
Anybody else? All right, reports about items of community interest, no action will be taken. All right, executive session, I'm assuming we have a little something.
So move to go into executive session to consult with counsel pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, regarding contemplated and pending litigation related to construction contracts for the downtown Anchor project, including evaluation of county's legal rights, remedies, and obligations under such contracts.
Second.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye?
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Y'all want a break, or,
Yeah,
all right?
yes, please.
Take a 10-minute break. motion to come back into
I
session.
move we convene into open session.
Second?
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
I move we adjourn.
I'll
Second?
that.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Hey, Marshall, on this envelope,